After nearly a month for the premiere of MLP Season 9, I'm back, motherfuckers. As of recording this, today is the day. Time for a new adventure. Time for a new season. And as I just said, it's MLP Season 9. Today we are going to be reacting to the premiere, the beginning of the end. Never has a title in the entire MLP series been this blunt and straight to the point. But anyway, I'm not gonna let that kill the joy of the moment. I'm going through a rather crappy time as of late, so... I mean, what a coincidence that this day is creeped up. Time to start a new adventure. Time to get positive again. Okay, I'm not gonna make you sit here and listen to some sort of depressing episode or whatever. So, the beginning of the end. So, what I've heard about this premiere so far is, I've heard about this antagonist, this new antagonist called Grogar, I believe he's called. I've heard that apparently he's a remastered antagonist from a previous generation of MLP. I don't know if it was the very first generation or the third. Well, probably not the third because, third generation is awful. Pretty sure he wasn't from My Little Pony Tales because that's more of an urban setting. His design definitely looks intimidating. I remember actually seeing some fan art of him before, or concept art. I remember I used actually a screenshot and remember the days when I used to do an intro at the beginning of a reaction video every time, but nowadays I just enter with a black fade because that's just my favorite transition. I now realize that was Grogar. Even in fan art, he has an extremely intimidating look. Just to test to make sure that these files work. Today was kind of difficult, not with just me fighting to restore my sleep pattern. I am awake. I do still want to make this video today on the special day, but at the same time, I have literally been up since 2 a.m. of today, and it's already almost 10 p.m. as of me recording this. But during the times where I kind of clicked around to make sure the whole thing was downloaded, because yes, I got some instances where it wouldn't even fully download, but I checked, and apparently Grogar is in this premiere, so I guess that's the new villain that they're talking about. They're saying, oh, there's gonna be a new villain this season, so... I know King Sombra is supposed to be returning, I already know that. I saw Cozy Glow, yeah, during one time when I clicked, I'm like, yeah, it's... The thing with Cozy Glow is I still won't let it go. I was absolutely angry, and I still am, to know that she was reduced from a very interesting character, from a person who was good at planning, from pretty much a cunning little vixen, to an extremely unoriginal antagonist with a completely unoriginal goal, and she didn't even have any motive. She didn't even have any backstory. She just said, friendship is power. That's it. There's no backstory, no bad experience she's been... Okay, you get the point. You know why I have issues with what the writers did with Cozy in the finale, but anyway, I'm not here to rant about that. So, Grogar, I have no idea what his intentions are. I do know that King Sombra does kidnap Floryheart, I believe, which I understand why he would do that as an antagonist. I've heard something about him destroying the Tree of Harmony. This is gonna put Twilight to the test. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her freak out, but at the same time, it's, okay. I realize even this part alone is at 5 minutes, so I think I've said all I need to say. I just want to get to this. I just want to see what this is all about. So anyway, without wasting any more time, without further ado, let's get started. Is this a retirement bit?
We're all here. Are we ready? Because something could be terribly wrong. Some pony turned bad, another evil creature back for revenge.
Don't you think you're being a little paranoid?
Why else would the princesses send scrolls?
Well, I mean, with all the antagonists you face, I think it's only understandable that...
Gracia! What's wrong? What can we do?
That's just it. Nothing's wrong. Everything's perfect. Did y'all call us down here just to tell us that?
Hey, Luna got Celestia's trolling skills.
Breaking news! The royal princess is
Hey, Discord.
Questions. Who'll take over? Who will run Equestria? Will it be someone tall, dark, and handsome? Or will it be the...
Oh, equestrian politics.
Oh, fine. Go with the obvious. obvious choice.
Oh no.
My little pony, my little pony.
Here we go with this, new intro again. I mean, it makes sense that they keep this, new intro because they've only used it for one season, but, Okay, I'm expecting too much of this final season. Let's just appreciate what we got.
I, for one, am looking forward to a little R&R. Maybe a trip to Silver Shoals.
And you want me to
Where is
take your
that?
place?
Is that a location I haven't looked up on MLP Wikia yet?
So soon! Shouldn't there be some sort of training program that lasts weeks, not months, if not years?
Everything you've gone through over the years has been a trip.
Well, okay, then what is Moons then?
Okay, but there's gotta be a...
We have the utmost confidence in you, and we hope you'll have the same in yourself.
Guys, you better pause your sentence before she falls over or something.
Absolutely certain.
We did.
Classic twilighting. Twilighting?
There's that line.
You made me a verb?
It's not a bad thing. We just know you have a process. Stage 1, you get big news, and you're like, no! But then you pace, and you chart, you worry.
It's okay. You go ahead in Twilight, and we'll be here for you. You're all acting so calm, but this is a big deal. What do we do if something big happens and the princesses aren't there to help?
Yeah, what are you gonna do when the whole Sombra thing and Grogar thing happens?
Never help. Huh.
And we still always win.
That was a weird face. Oh, it's still going.
Let's pretend it to be Cadence. I just want to make sure you can see my best friend's rock sculpture from over there.
Okay, that's actually pretty good. Is that Grogar? Oh wait, no. Ah, hey there! Long time no see.
You may call me Grogar.
Yeah.
The Grogar?
I thought that you were a legend.
I've heard of you.
Who?
They actually gave Sombra a voice?
Very real.
He doesn't just make ghostly noises?
As part of my plan to rid Equestria of Twilight Sparkle and her friends once and for all.
Yeah, but what's his story, though?
I am so sorry, but the name Grofar? It just doesn't ring any bells.
Grogar! I have been.
Grogar is ancient and extremely powerful.
Okay, so he's basically like an antagonist version of Starswell the Bearded then?
Until he declared himself emperor of all he saw. I remember hearing tales of his tyranny when I was young.
I have also heard of the first Emperor of Equestria, the father of monsters.
This is an interesting voice for Sombra.
Foulest of creatures.
T-Rex is really old. No offense, you look great. But if he knew about you when he was young, we have super different ideas about
That's
what
blatant ageism.
Silence! Time, as I will crush those who defy me. I will defeat all who get in my way.
I like how King Sombra is animated.
Prepare to
So much to do, not enough time? No! I already did that. Wait, no! I didn't! Oh! Not enough time!
Help! She's spiraling! We're at the...
This was basically me when I was running all over the place looking for the link to the episodes to, use for the reaction.
Did I write down eliminate? Hang on. I had Talk to Starlight written down on one of these. Just let me find it so I can cross it off.
Wow, you are twilighting hard.
You say twilighting too?
This is why folder explorers on computers or phones exist now.
You're right.
I can't. I'm not ready. Remember what happened the last time you left me in charge? And now you want me to do it permanently? What if I don't do the right things? What if...
Starlight, get a hold of yourself. You've risen to
Oh, look who's talking.
You can do anything you put your mind to. You've got this.
And so do you. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I just said everything you...
Nice to see them in action for once. Well, okay, yeah, we did see them in action in the first episode of the series when Nightmare Moon came, but you know what I mean. Oh. Yeah, there are those cool armor pieces again.
With the crystal heart now in my possession, there is nothing to stop me from ruling the crystal.
Well, this just got dark fast.
Kneel before Sombra. Long live the king.
I guess King Sombra is more powerful in his physical form than in ghostly form, as seen as in the Crystal
taking
Empire.
over the crystal.
How can I be surprised when I'm waiting to show all of you your greatest fear?
That was some of the most uncanny movement I've seen for some reason.
Oh, Twilight, how disappointing.
Equestria was in your care, and you let it be destroyed.
Oh, and what? I mean, I don't see this as funny, but I see it makes sense. You know, Daybreaker and, you know, Nightmare Moon would be there.
It's cute that you think that'll do anything.
Yeah, I can call back.
You may have won the battle, but I shall win the war!
Guess teaming up was better. I don't think that's gonna work. I think he's just gonna end up back with Grogar.
That was fun!
And easy.
As magical battles go, that was a cakewalk. Cakewalk. We did handle this pretty well, on our own.
Does this mean?
I still don't feel like I'm 100% ready, but will I ever?
Knowing you, nope.
I have you guys, and we have the elements. And together, we've never failed. We'll be
Just
okay.
wondering when Grogar is gonna go. And without the elements of harmony, how's the Tree of Harmony in general supposed to do anything? Guessing the Student 6 are gonna become involved.
He's right. With the elements gone, I don't know how we can defeat him.
Then we'll just have to beat him the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
What are you looking at me for?
This is usually when you say something funny to lift our spirits.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing about this is funny to me. I'm sorry.
Again, they reused that crying sound.
Think about poor Sweetie Belle under the spell of that monster. Or those sweet little cake twins.
Or Spike, or Starlight.
Or Angel, or any pony forced to do that monster's bidding.
I'm tempted.
What the?
I like digging.
Yeah, the return of that.
Loves duty. He made them bake a black licorice fruitcake that says congratulations to our favorite Supreme Emperor King Sombra and Great Frosting. It's the ugliest cake I've ever seen.
Even in times like this, you have ways of being humorous.
Really bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I don't know why that sounded a bit humorous for some reason. Hey, they're the female guards again.
No pony is meant to be
Yeah!
Star Swirl, the Tree of Harmony, it's...
I know. I alerted the princesses as soon as I could. I felt it when it happened. Like part of my essence just ceased to
Yeah,
be.
I can
I
believe
know
that.
what you mean. I'm sorry.
Don't be. I've more than enough magic in me to keep the Everfree Forest under control.
You can do that?
The pillars and I planted the Tree of Harmony. Who do you think kept the forest under control before it did?
Yeah.
It will take time, but with the princess's help, I can keep it at bay.
Okay, this just took an awesome turn. Beardy. Hey, Sassy Saddles.
Aw, every pony's all evil-y.
It's an interesting choice of words. Those fancy pants. Hey, Moon Dancer.
We'll let y'all out of
Or are you in more of a jam?
Discord, what are you doing here?
Seems like a bit of a gross
I was going to hang
combination
these
to
up
me.
all over the castle to celebrate your coronation, but apparently it's...
Oh yes, another one of Discord's Picassos.
I'm so glad to... Ah, poodles!
Okay.
Discord, please!
Oh, fine. Just to be clear, I was really rooting for you to do this on your own and parlay that confidence boost into being the best protectors of Equestria you can be.
Discord, do you want to help or not?
Helping?
That's an interesting way of stopping them.
I don't know what we do with
I guess it's on me to be the MVP today. I was betting on you, and I do hate being wrong. Although, if you think about it, I am your friend, so maybe you win because friendship wins? Although Fluttershy should get most of the credit for that. She's my favorite.
Oh, this is... I don't know, I mean, it's showing that Discord really can be a really great character. Oh, what?
Discord!
It's MLP, I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Maybe he's just unconscious.
These girls by my side. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of what you can do or how much power you have.
Should be.
If you knew about Grogar,
But we're
then...
gonna get back up again. And again. And again. As long as we're together, you can't destroy our friendship, Sombra. And we keep telling bad guys.
But y'all just don't seem to remember.
Friendship is magic.
I love the way Applejack said it there. Still keeping Grogar in mind, though.
Oh, do you want more juice?
Only if it's not too much trouble. And it's red. And it has one of those...
And I must say, all these moments of Fluttershy Discord really served as some good Fluttercord
And maybe
stuff.
some donuts.
One thing. A good leader knows when to ask for help. But a great leader has
Yeah,
the
we know
courage to
a certain yak who learned that lesson.
and the strength.
I really wasn't ready.
Not ready? So Twilight's not taking over? This was all for nothing? I pretended to be very hurt and gave one of the most convincing speeches of my...
Pretended?
Of course, you don't think some would-be king could actually hurt the Lord of Chaos.
That was a good speech you gave,
Anyway,
though.
as I was saying, I pretended to be very hurt to convince you that you didn't need anything but yourself to be the
So he could have ended the whole Sombra thing whenever he wanted. But he didn't because he cares.
Yeah.
That's Discord for you. He sure has a weird way of being supportive.
Yeah.
Dude.
I heard that.
Yeah, remember, Discord can be anywhere.
Also true. Now I'll say something nice about centaurs. T-Rex, you say something nice about changelings. And Chrysalis, you say something nice about ponies.
Let us hope the three of you will be enough for my plans.
And what of King Sombra?
Did he succeed?
Ha!
Is he coming back, though?
I'd say he gambled and lost. But at least he can serve as a warning to those who doubt continuing with my plans, unless any of you have doubts.
No, sir.
Nope, I'm good.
Then we shall join forces and work together to bring Equestria to its knees.
What's his motive, though? Okay. Well, that was quite a ride. Quite a ride is exactly how I describe it. Now, I do have this to say. One thing I really loved about this premiere, just King Sombra in this, like, obviously not what he's doing, but I like the voice they gave him. I like that we get to hear him outside of his ghostly, kind of smoky form voice we saw him in the Season 3, The Crystal Empire. I like how we actually got to hear his actual mortal voice. So, I mean, I wonder who played him. Like, I'm not too obsessed with voice actors or celebrities or anything, but whoever played him, I mean, did an excellent job as him. This Grogar guy, now, aside all the things I've heard about him, as I said in the beginning of this video, I really want to see what he does either later in the season or in the finale, because I don't know, something just seems interesting about him. Like, I really hope he doesn't suffer the same fate as Cozy Glow, having no backstory. I'm really interested in seeing how he's gonna be defeated, especially with Chrysalis and Tyrek and Cozy. And okay, I don't know if Sombra is coming back. What, was he obliterated for good, or I don't know, sent back to his shadowy or smoky tomb in the Arctic North or something? And yeah, what Applejack said, Discord sure has a he sure has a weird way of being supportive. I mean, can't disagree with that. But I mean, Discord helped them though, even though he was he was being a bit manipulative that way, faking being that hurt. At least he kind of tested them in a way. And in a way, I don't hate him, or I'm not angry at him for that. In fact, I think that's actually somewhat clever, actually, because it did put them to the test, and it did help them to see that when they're in doubt, the friendship at the end of the day is enough. But I'm wondering if it is going to be enough to face Grogar and everybody else, because yeah, I mean, we get the point. Friendship is the most powerful thing at the end of the day, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this. My brain is just racing here. I'm not just thinking about this, I'm just thinking about what the season holds. I don't really have a wish list. I'm kind of through with making wish lists. It's not that I don't like making them, it's just I don't really see much point. I just like to let it be a surprise. I just like to see what the show brings, what the writers came up with, what their creativity let them make. Yeah, that's why I don't really make wish lists anymore. But with this premiere, I don't know what to say about it. I wouldn't say it's my most favorite premiere, but I can definitely say it's one of my most memorable. There were so many awesome things about this premiere. I absolutely loved it, even after just seeing it once. No doubt I'm definitely going to be watching it again. Maybe sometime in the week, maybe I'll get the drive motivation back to make a mini review of it, like I did for Season 8. And I call them mini reviews because I plan on making separate kind of reviews called cinematic reviews, where I reviewed them in, for example, the same style as Nostalgia Critic or Josh Scorcher. You know what I mean? Like, all in order. Kind of like a commentary style, but okay, no. I think you know what I mean, so I don't think I need to drag this out any longer explaining that. Okay, let me just talk about all the things I liked here, just in an unscripted manner, because I can definitely say, even though the scene where Sombra takes over the Crystal Empire pretty fast, again, maybe he's more powerful in his mortal form, but seeing that, I like that. I liked that sense of darkness. I like darkness in shows like this, especially shows like MLP, because it just makes the story more compelling for me. That's the type of person I am when it comes to stories. When a story has a good level of darkness in it, I'm captivated more. I want to see what happens next, or I'm not bored. I get that emotional attachment. Like, I want to see the heroes win at the end of the day, and I'm concerned. These are all the characters I've gotten to know and love, obviously, over the years. So, and the part where Starswold the Bearded comes back. Not only is that awesome that he lent a hand to help, but I like that reassurance speech that he gives to Twilight, saying, Twilight, listen. In a way, he says, you don't have to blame yourself. Me and the Pillars are the ones who planted the Tree of Harmony. So, I think we would know how to control what grows in the Everfree Forest even before he planted it. It's a very wise point that he made, and of course he's Star-Souled the Bearded, but I just really liked that moment. It felt really heartfelt, and especially coming from Twilight's idol. She isn't as fangirlish around him as she was when she first saw him in the Season 7 finale. But I really liked that moment, especially with that part where Discord gives that speech. Even though he was kind of faking it, he did help. You can tell that in his own chaotic, strange, and weird way. He does have a heart. He does care. He just has a different way of showing it. That's why I think Discord is such an interesting character. Yeah, he can be a pretentious dick sometimes, but I mean, he's a good pretentious dick. He's a helpful one. Well, sometimes. Most of the time. Sometimes he's just annoying. Even though you might expect me to say that it's a bit of a flaw that Starlight didn't also get to join the fight, or that none of the Student 6 got to join the fight, in this case I don't really mind. Because not only did I think this premiere was awesome, but this felt a bit nostalgic too. I felt like I was being taken back to kind of a remastered version of the Crystal Empire from Season 3. I actually get to hear Sombra's voice. I actually get to hear him speak more, other than just him saying crystals, like in his kind of cloud dark form. So with the premiere feeling this nostalgic, it would make sense to only have our main 6 girls save the day as always. Just like old times. Kinda makes me want to play this quote from the finale of Season 7.
Yeah! Oh, it felt so good to do that again!
So yes, in this particular case, I don't really mind that. It is noticeable, and some people may see that as a flaw, but in this particular case, it feels excusable. Because this feels like something that's meant to not just be awesome, and just fun in general, but something that's meant to be nostalgic. Somewhat of a love letter to the Bronies and Pegasisters who were a little more fascinated with King Sombra. And, yeah, I don't know if he's ever gonna come back, though. I don't know if he was obliterated or banished for good. I don't know if he's ever gonna come back and say, I gambled, I can't do this on my own, I'm going to swallow my pride, and... Okay, well, no, he didn't have that much of a British voice, but he had an interesting voice. It's very hard to impersonate. He basically say, you know what, I realize I can't gamble on my own. What are we gonna be doing, Grogar? Or what are we gonna be doing, your lord? Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be coming back. Yeah, there's just so much awesome with this premiere. I still remember those clips I saw in the trailer that I didn't see in here, so I don't know if those were just deleted scenes or clips I didn't make it in. Or maybe those are clips from, I don't know, episodes later in the season, or the finale or something. I don't know. But, and speaking of the season in general, I think I actually do have one thing on my wish list. I know it's probably not possible, but I do hope we get to see some characters from the movie. I hope we get to see Capper and especially Tempest, Queen Novo, Princess Skystar, maybe even the Pirates. I know that would be expensive to bring those voice actors back, or maybe they can find just good impersonators, but I really do want to see them in the show. If this is going to be the last season, then if I had only one wish, I really do wish to, at some point, maybe see, maybe at least a cameo of those characters from the movie. Because I still adore that film to this day. I even plan on, if I even do it, yeah, I'm pretty much at an all-time low of my confidence of even doing things on time. But this year I did have plan on my video ideas list that I wanted to do a follow-up revisit review of MLP the movie this year when it comes to October, because that's when it came out, to see how it's held up over 2 years since it's been, it would have been 2 years since then. Yes, that is the only wish I would have for this season. Everything else, just let it be its thing. I have heard that Cheese Sandwich is supposed to be coming back. Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic is supposed to be one of the returning voices. I think I've heard something about Quibble Pants returning. I wonder how many other characters are going to be returning. I don't really have much else to say about this premiere. Would I call it the best? Not really. I mean, maybe I will call it one of the best if I watch it a few more times and if I so choose to review it sometime mid this week. But so far, first impressions, I can say, this was awesome. And this was nostalgic. This was definitely a fun ride. And I'm glad that I persevered in trying to find somewhere to download it for this year. Guys, you have no idea how long I've spent today just trying to get it properly downloaded so that I could use it for the commentary before I cut out parts, because this is a reaction, of course. We're supposed to cut out parts for fair use reasons. Yeah, but I'm glad that I powered through it. And I was so tempted. I was so tempted to just throwing in the towel. You know what? I'm just gonna leave my computer on, but just turn off its monitor, turn off my lamp up here for lighting, and just get some shut-eye. But nope, I powered through it. I'm saying, look, this is a special day, and while the video may not be uploaded today, because I know it isn't, because it's gonna take a while to edit, because, you know, not only am I very careful with editing, but computer I'm using is slow. It's not as slow as the one I used to be on in my living room, because it broke. I don't know if I told you guys. That's why I'm on this one now, and now I have this new setup in my room, which I showcased in the tour of my room video. But editing it is probably going to be slow, so it's going to take a while. So long to a point where I probably need lunch breaks in between, or maybe I need a video gaming break to cope with stress levels. Yes, I have issues, and speaking of issues, I'm gonna briefly explain why I haven't uploaded anything at all for pretty much a month, when I had all this time to get ready for Season 9, which is obviously in session now. I've gone over this in the speech of my 19th birthday last year, and it's no excuse. I think I've actually said it before, that I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm going to repeat it here. I know there is no excuse to procrastinate when you say you're going to do things, but that doesn't mean I don't know the reason. I'm not trying to make up a reason to make an excuse. I'm just explaining why it is, and re-explaining. This being the last season, combined with this year's BronyCon being the last one, it's been hard on me internally. Like, you have no idea. I'm not trying to accuse you, trying to say that. I get this bitter feeling of, why does something I hold so close to my heart have to end, but all the things that annoy me, all the things that piss me off, have to keep existing? Why do things that bother us have to keep existing to keep bothering us? Yes, I mean, we could go to our physical copies and rewatch the episodes whenever we want, or maybe review one if we never got around to it, and there'll always be reruns, but the buzz just won't be there anymore. There'll be no more hype for new stuff. I've heard from varying Brony and Pegasus Sister YouTubers that if something just keeps going, it's gonna inevitably get redundant, so in a way I agree with that, but at the same time, this has just been a lot to take in, and it's been triggering an anxiety within me. For example, I've done pretty much the unthinkable. And it's not a permanent thing, it's only a temporary thing, I know it. I haven't been revisiting random episodes like I usually do on my physical copies up there, because it's stupid, I know, but it would remind me of Season 9. I'm not saying it's bad, but I keep remembering that Season 9's the last season. And there couldn't be a title any more blunt than The Beginning of the End. Plus, in general, I've been going through a very crappy time. I'm not even gonna bother explaining it because it's unrelated, but I thought I'd explain the reason why I've been holding off on stuff for so long, because it has something to do with my channel, and it has something to do with MLP, and it has something to do with me being a brony, so I thought I'd bring that up. From now on, I am going to strive harder to get back into normal business. I am going to watch this a few more times. Maybe I'll even do a mini review on it, because this definitely is something that I'd actually like to review, for old time's sake. Even back in the days when I used to make my reviews with Movie Maker, before I eventually got into VideoPad, which is the software I use now. I'm gonna stop rambling around like some sort of softball idiot or something. Bottom line, first impressions, I absolutely loved this premiere. It was awesome. It was nostalgic. I love the voice they gave Sombra. This Rogar antagonist seems very interesting. I just look forward to a new season, a new prosperous season. Especially the 200th episode. I hear episode 4 is supposed to be the 200th, so I wonder what kind of fan service or just whatever is going to be in that episode. Who knows? Like I said, I just let it be a surprise. It's what enhances the enjoyment. Anyway, that was my reaction to MLP, the Season 9 premiere. The beginning of the end. As always, keep it frosty, and have a wonderful day. Roha.